Hello, buddy. My name is Eric, and today I'm going to be attempting to make a video, and this is going to be part of a 7-day challenge using only free software on Linux. So, right now I am actually setting up a VM using VirtualBox, which is free and open source virtualization software that I'm going to use to test malware on Wine. Now, of course, for the purpose of the challenge, I am not going to exclude using Windows in a VM for testing malware, because I don't really think that counts as using it. I'm not using it to do anything other than intentionally install malware. So while that's installing, I'm going to look and see what software we have available. Here's the system specifications that I've currently got set up. A couple of things that were a bit difficult was setting up IDPI, but it's not really. You just have to set your X resources with that. You can choose your system DPI. I'm using 144 because I'm using a 4K 27-inch monitor, but if you have a smaller monitor, you might want to use something bigger. You might want to use 200 or 300, whatever works. So I've got that set up. So now I'm going to look at video editing, which is really where this is going to become more difficult, because I use a lot of free and open source software. I use Thunderbird for email. I don't really use Office software. I can use whatever browser. I'm not that bothered. I'm going to use Chrome just for now, just because I want to copy my settings over. I use Bitwarden for my passwords, which is free and open source, but what I do use is Adobe Premiere and Photoshop. So the main options on this system are Kdenlive, GIMP for image editing, which is probably my least favorite thing about using free software. I'd actually quite like Kdenlive. In fact, I've even submitted code. I added the ability to turn off audio scrubbing, which for me makes it a lot more usable. I am not a big fan of GIMP, so I will also try Krita, which is another image editing software that people like. Now, to edit audio, we can use Audacity, which doesn't work great on high DPI. I'll see how it works on this system. There's also Alder, but I can't really be bothered to set that up right now. I believe that one's more complicated. So I'll let those be. I haven't really riced. I think I'm going to make a dedicated video on ricing this terminal, one on gaming, and let me know in the comments if you have something of particular interest you'd like to see. I'm going to download this. There we go. The new gigabit internet is clearly working well. It's the fastest I've ever seen Pac-Man go. I'm also going to, of course, try gaming, try some Steam games, non-Steam games, see how all of that works. So here we go. Okay. That's all done. So basically the way a tiling window manager, like the one I'm using, this is DWM, pretty straightforward, other than the fact that in order to use it, you have to compile it yourself. So I've done that. I downloaded the source code from GitHub, and then I compiled it. Or not GitHub, git.suckless. So we go here, and we can go Alt-P. That's how we open programs on this, and we can open up Kdenlive. And let's just see how that works on this tiling window manager. There we go. So that all works exactly as intended. Projects, we can... I don't think we have any themes because... Oh, we do! Because we installed Krita, which is another piece of KDE software, which is cool. So here we go. We can set our basic settings. We'll have to actually have made a video, so I'm going to record this in two parts. One part right now where I'm explaining what I'm going to do, and then the next part after I've recorded the first video, which is going to be testing Windows malware on this Ubuntu VM I set up here, which just takes a while to install. I actually already installed it once, but I don't like Ubuntu because it has a tendency to nuke itself. I've never really been a big fan, but I just thought for that, because it's a popular Linux distro, might make sense. So I'm going to show a bit more. So I can also, I will mostly, hopefully, because I've set up OBS, and I'll just flip over to my other monitor so I can show you this. I've set up OBS in such a way that I don't think I'm going to have to do a ton of audio editing, which is great, because I've got this noise suppression. I've just monoed and put up the volume. I'm going to see how the quality of doing this compares to my normal videos that I edit the audio on, but I'm somewhat optimistic this will sound good. I've generally found that OBS on Linux has a hard time capturing 4K 60, but it seems like if you don't use a desktop that doesn't have a compositor, such as DWM. It runs perfectly fine. I would say this is perfectly smooth. Let's just open up another browser. Now, the nice thing about a tiling window manager, in addition to tiling, is that because of how lightweight they are, this window manager is using like 10 megabytes of RAM. We can go and load up a website. It's instant. It's using a tiny amount of resources. Let's just go. Let's say you wanted to watch my Hello System video.
A house or a laptop? Which one do you think is worth more?
Well, there's, oh god, I got make money online scams, so that's good though, because they pay a fuckload of money, so I'm happy about that. But I would click on that, but I'm not allowed to click on my own ads. Which is worth more? Well, a house is obviously worth more. Yes, you can make more money with the laptop, but you could also sell a house to get 100 laptops. So there you go. That's which one's worth more. That's how money works. Oh my, is the quality of this video really not good? Okay, that's better. That was disappointing. I uploaded this one in 1080p, so I was a bit worried that it had just really not come out well. But okay, so we got my Hello System video. I got the audio working. It doesn't work, but that's with okay. Pipewire. This is all good. I just noticed this video is 13 minutes 33 seconds long. That's good. We can go load anything else we need. And I also installed, although this is more limited, but it's available. I installed something called Surf, which is a very lightweight browser from the same people who make my desktop environment, or window manager, sorry, that can handle, in this case, it's showing the Arch Linux website. I don't know if we can enter in more commands. Okay, that doesn't seem to work. I definitely need to learn more about how this works if I'm going to use it, but I just thought it's kind of cool for simple, lightweight tasks. So that's going to be all for this part. In the next part, I'll be back after I've finished making the first video using this new setup, and I'll see how it goes. Okay, so welcome back. So the video is now done. So now I'm going to edit the video in Kdenlive. So here we go. Now the first thing I want to do is get some music. So I have my music on the drive that I normally use for my video work, which is labeled X. So I'm just going to see if I can figure out which drive that is. Sudo fdisk-l. It's the wrong password. Okay, so it's one of the 3.6 terabytes. So I guess we're going to have to do both of these. So I'm trying to think what the best way of getting the UUIDs. We can technically sudo mount /dev/sdd. Okay, so first of all, sudo makedr /mount/x. I'm just naming them like I did on Windows. And we can do sudo mount ntfs-3. Or okay, I don't know what the order is. Okay, mount. But no man pages, okay. Okay, so the UUID is this. Then we need to do /mount/x, ntfs-3 for the new Linux kernel driver. We can just leave we can actually just do defaults, and then UID equals 100 to give me ownership, and then we can do 00. That. Okay, of course we gotta do this as sudo, because we gotta be administrator. Be sure that semicolon was my own, so I'll just do that again just for. No, not here, stupid. We don't need a dash. Because I know it used to be ntfs-3g, but we don't have to use that anymore because they bake into the Linux kernel. Looks like the right drive. So So now I can go back here and I can import folder. Now, beautiful code I can be thanked for. Now we can add our. This feels like this is about to crash. Ooh. Okay. Don't know if that's my fault. Is that the code I wrote that did that? Or is that just a bug in the system? Okay, well, we'll find out. So now we want to go back to home and then OBS, not videos. OBS, and then we will import the latest one, which is not the one we're currently recording, but the one that we recorded earlier. Okay. Linux. Okay, how do we... Okay. So far so good. Let's save this. We'll just save this. Yeah, we'll do it here. Now insert a music track. We can put the music. Now let's just pull something. I really like the Patrick Patrico's ones, so we're going to choose this one, and we're going to set the audio volume to audio volume. Okay, maybe we need to insert an effect. Oh, just what I wanted. Now, I usually go for about -30 to -31. That's usually a good range. Hello, buddy. My name is Eric, and today we're going to be testing Windows malware on Linux under Wine. Now, this is something that I have seen a fair amount about on the internet, and of course, this is looking pretty good so far. For one, this is okay. Now, in theory, the less reliant a virus is on problems with Windows, the more it uses traditional APIs, the more likely it is to work. So, let's see what this one does. Now, I'm not going to show most of the editing process because I think that would be boring. If I run into any issues or anything interesting, I will show it. Oh, our project has changed back to 1080p 25. Let's try and get that back on 4K 60 if we can. Okay, we want 4K UHD, and it's already there as a preset. Yes, I know it cannot be undone. That's fine. Well, then couldn't malware run? And in theory, the answer is yes. Okay, that's good. So something nice about Kdenlive is if you copy and paste something, it automatically pastes it on the empty layer. It doesn't overwrite your content, which Premiere does. So far, I'll give that a win. I quite like this program. One thing I will note that I've been noticing is that the UI is generally pretty slow. Now, to be fair, this is a 4K 60 video, not 1080p or 720p, but still, the UI seems to be getting really bogged down, not just the video. But it is playing back reasonably well. It is dropping some frames, but like an acceptable amount. I can figure out what's going on. Okay, so to add text, and I just didn't know this because this is just like how Premiere used to be. We added what's called a title clip. Now this, I think I remember that something like this in Sony Vegas. I am not a fan of doing text this way, but it's not a Kdenlive specific thing. It's just not the way I would do it if I was designing something. So I prefer to edit it on the screen, but okay. So I just want to do Nani? It's horrible, horrible pronunciation. Okay, so now let's give this let's do 420. There we go. Create title. Now we can just drag the Nani object on here. Okay. Can we edit it? Yes. Okay, that's good because I want to give this an outline because otherwise it's pretty much invisible. Okay, let's do 100 because these are tiny. Feels like this Okay, we don't have an option for it, but it feels like this outline is eating it rather than going out. But okay, that's fine. That's not going to kill anything. Okay. Okay, and now can I drag this around using this? I guess not. I can't do that. So then I gotta do that in here. So I can... I hate not being able to preview it. That is mildly infuriating. In order to edit it, we have to go here. Okay, so that's probably about where the terminal is, because I want to put it right under my terminal. Nope. So we're going to do that one more time. Okay. I will look at other editing software. Another video. Okay, that works. That works. Now, am I greedy enough to add a sound effect? Yes, because I actually want to make I don't want to do like the easiest video I've ever made, because I want this to be like, to really be equivalent. I want this to be on equivalent quality. So we're going to find a nunny sound effect. YouTube. And because of YouTube's terms of service, I am not going to show how I got this on my computer, but you can use your imagination. You can figure it out. Okay, so now we just need to add a new audio track. Now, the nice thing about Kdenlive that really isn't true for like Premiere or another proprietary software editors is that Kdenlive can ingest almost any format. Like this is a WebM, which is a format that would almost never be used in video editing, and it just works. So okay. I don't even know how to describe that. Okay, we just want the nani. Nani? Okay, so here we go. Now, one minor annoyance is that it's like without just zooming in really far, it doesn't seem like ends of other things snap, which is annoying, but okay. So we have a pretty good video timeline. Right here, okay. So I'm pretty okay with this. I think this is pretty good video. Similar level of editing to a video I would upload to this channel using Windows or Mac. I edit on a Mac, but I do the actual capture on Windows because I find OBS runs really well on there. So that's pretty good. So let's just render this. So we can choose our format. Now, YouTube does support WebM. Now here's where we have a little bit of a trade-off, because you can choose between a higher file size or higher quality or faster render. Now, given that I have gigabit internet and that I know that rendering on Kdenlive is not the fastest thing, I'm going to choose something faster. But of course, if you don't, you can sort of do the other way around. You can render at a slower preset and still get good quality with a smaller file size. So I'm going to use MBank if I can. Although, given that I'm using... Well, let's just find out what happens, because I want to know. Okay. Export audio. So, encoder speed, well, because this is... Let's just go the highest quality we can, because we... You know, what point is there in having gigabit internet if you're not going to just go all the way out? So, okay, let's try render this. And this might... I think the 2080 Ti has 2 encoder streams, so I don't think it's going to crash, but... Waiting. ... Okay, so the crashed render is not stopping. That's from what I can see looking at a bash top. So I think what I'm going to do, this could potentially be a bit risky, is I'm going to actually full scale this. Okay, so we've saved this as much as we can. We want to stop any renders we can, and then we want to do kill all Kdenlive. Oh, that's kind of anxious, because that could fuck up our entire video file. Or it could not. Let's not recover that. So also, let's just go back to bashtop. I've got bashtop on my other monitor, so I'm just looking to see. Okay. Kill all melt. -7. Okay. So now when I can hear the fans are quieting down, which is another good sign. Okay. 1.2 malware 6000 is probably the later one. Yeah, this one. This seems to all be working. Now let's do this again. Yes. Do. And maybe this time it's going to work. Because I think it was that NVIDIA file that broke everything. So hopefully I'm right, and now it's just going to work. Yes. So, there we go. Funny. Like that. Okay, so it's rendering 4K at 40 FPS, which is a pretty reasonable speed. It's like, it's not insanely fast, but it's also not terrible. Okay, now I think we can still, hopefully we can still extract frames while this is going. So I want to find some good pictures for a thumbnail. So the MEMS warning would be 1. Okay, so cutting in from editing here, the second part of this video that I'd already recorded, which was making the thumbnail for this video, was unworkable. It just did not work out. So I thought we're going to just re-record it, because what I've learned is that OBS on Linux with MBank, at least with a 2080 Ti, does not work well. So don't use it. Now that I'm doing this on the CPU instead of the GPU, it seems to be working okay, and I'm just going to use this take. So if it's not very good, I think that's worth including because it shows that's how it was, and then I'll look at, I could always just capture with the FFmpeg if I have to, but I was interested in seeing how OBS runs. Okay, so this is going to be for this video, the first part of this Linux challenge. So what I like to do oftentimes to get some inspiration, see what other people on YouTube are doing. So I think Tux should definitely be in the thumbnail. So we can go on Google and see what we can find. Could also get some screenshots out of there. Tux, is there one? Oh, this one doesn't have a background. So this guy's gonna make it in. Now, something I like about any operating system that isn't Windows, and I don't know why Windows does this. If you're on Windows and you copy and paste an image like this one with no background, it gives it a horrible looking black background. No other operating system does that. Cannot imagine for the life of me why Windows does it. Other than because Windows sucks, which is true. But it's just an odd fact. Okay, no, we don't want to group, we want to layer. Okay, call this, alright, it's a tiled window, so we can't just do that. Now, there's a couple of things I could do. I could just make a collage of all the different... I'm going to try that and see if it works. Suckless DWM. Okay. Is that someone's... Is that the logo? I think that's the logo of it, because I don't want to just take somebody's work. Okay, let's go on Suckless's website. Yeah, okay, that's the official DWM logo. And copy that. And we're going to take this. And given that it's looks the way it does, it should scale pretty nicely. No. Okay, let's try that again. Shift T. Do this. And now we can interpolation that over so you can read it. Okay, none. Either be none or I think bilinear is the other one that usually looks okay. Okay. There we go. So that's how you do. Just need to move that a tiny bit. But that's how you do something without making it look disgusting. Its nearest neighbor is actually what I was thinking of, but I think that's achieved the same effect. So we got DWM. Okay, I absolutely want to have a lane cameo in this thumbnail because I'm trying to put a lane cameo in as many thumbnails as I can. So let's just lane Iwakura. Let's just see if we can find a picture that would fit. That one looks nice. I don't know if I could work that in. I don't know if I should do something with a cigarette. That might get me demonetized, especially when it's a little girl. Yeah, that one looks pretty good. Maybe this one. There's so many. It's amazing how much this show has inspired people to create such nice things. And also how many just wonderful screen grabs there are from it. That's my desktop background on one of my computers. I like it a lot. Actually, I'm going to download this one because in the next one I'm going to do ricing, and I'm going to use Fair to set that as my desktop background. So that's good to have. I feel like this one should be centered. Yeah, so she can take up the space below the DWM logo. That seems reasonable. Okay, let me just scale her up a little more. I'm already actually getting fairly used to GIMP. I still prefer Photoshop, but GIMP is really usable once you get used to it. Okay, now we go here. No, I want to delete that. Oh, okay. Am I on the wrong tool? No, I'm on the right tool. Okay, I think we have to make this a layer first, and then we can zoom in. Try and get this pixel perfect. Okay, that's nice. This program actually works really well. I spent like the first half of this video basically shitting on GIMP. I actually kind of like it. So this is good. Okay, so what am I gonna do? I could replace Tux with the Arch Linux logo. I'm kind of 50. Okay, let's just find some pictures of that and see how I'm feeling about that. from the /G wiki, install Gentoo. It would be clickbait, but I kind of want to put the Gentoo logo on here as well because I am absolutely going to make a video of installing Gentoo. So subscribe if you want to see me install Gentoo. It's not going to be that bad. I have roughly an idea of what I'm doing. I can install Arch without looking at the wiki, but Gentoo's like the next step up. I'm going to hide Tux. We're going to do Gentoo. This is what we like. Welcome, Gentoo Linux. If you say it right, it sounds like you're saying the second generation of Linux rather than talking about Gentoo. Okay, no, shift. Okay, I'm hitting every button. Let's try and no. Let's try and get these two about the same size. Got a little Gentoo. Yeah, that's an okay thumbnail. You know, it's not amazing, but you know, that'll get some people into it. Okay, should probably... What else should we do? Maybe I want to put a... This is DWM. Let's do some edit layer. How do you do an outline on a... Maybe you don't do it that way on GIMP. Okay. Layer mask. Okay, I can think of a way of doing it, and I think we're just gonna... Because I kind of... So we copy, and then we paste it, and then we colorize it. Hue chroma, I think, is what I want. Can I actually... Oh, that's strange. That looks kind of creepy. I don't think I'm going to go for that, though. Okay, let's try hue saturation. Okay. Can we... Okay, let's see if we can... Well, in theory, I don't think we can create colors out of thin air that way. Overlap. Actually kind of happy with that design. Why does it not work? Okay. There we go. And now I can scale this down. I just gotta manually position this a way that doesn't look completely awful. Okay, maybe I had the wrong idea. Okay, let's cancel the sizing and just... Oh, can we not do that? Okay. There we go, and it's like a shadow. Now I'm just gonna trim that off. There we go, that worked really well. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. So I think we're gonna save this. Firstly, we save it as, we'll save it in pictures. Maybe save it as an XCF, which is a GIMP file. And then we save it again, export, and in my original take, and I'll do it again, I'll rant about this, because I don't like having to export. I prefer just to be able to save as, but Photoshop does it too, so I'm not gonna complain to GIMP about it. But okay, so now I'm gonna finish editing this take, and then I'm gonna publish this video, or upload it at least, because I published one today, so I'll publish this tomorrow.